Hello, it's me again. I just uploaded a video about a hike that I took, and I was just inspired to start taking the camera on my hikes because I know some really great places I think people would love to know about. And I know that video won't really satisfy the people that watch my videos for my blah 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 blah. Also, you guys haven't seen my new tattoo. It's the heart chakra right here, and of course my favorite dragonflies because they're always landing on me. And it's backwards in the camera. It's landing on a lotus. My tattoo artist actually wants to do a whole nother session and put in lots more color here, but looks good already, so I can wait. My hair feels crunchy because I used chemicals to make it funky. Okay, so I have been thinking a lot about what I wanted to talk about because I really want to turn my heater off right now so you can hear me. Always forget something. Turned off the phone. Shut the door. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the thing is, I'm not going to apologize for not doing videos for a long time because I just haven't been inspired. But I am going to talk about why I haven't been inspired and why I'm inspired again to start doing these. Where to start? My life has pretty much since last summer been consumed by poker, and making a living playing poker while sounding like a dream is, has its benefits, and it also has its extreme stresses. You might, make $500 or $1,000 in a night, or you might lose all that back the next day. You have to, of course, calculate your overall winnings, not worry about your losses, but it does get very stressful. It's hard to, spend 12 hours to lose $500. And it's led to a lot of negativity in my life. It's led to a lack of energy, resulting in eating really crappy and not getting exercise and not taking care of myself, and sometimes, using things like alcohol to relieve the stress, and then you'll lose 2 days because you're in bed for 1 day and the next day is not that great either. So I don't want to say I lost my way. I just was on a different little road there, and it's not like I can really quit doing poker because it's how I'm making my money right now, but just in the past couple of weeks, I've made the effort to slowly transition back into just being much more considerate to my body despite the stress. Take that time to make healthy food instead of ordering food from a restaurant because it's easy and you don't know what's in it, and it bogs your body down and it fogs your brain, and then your intuition is clogged, and then you're lazy and you don't want to go outside. Not to mention it's cold. It is hard to motivate here in the winter to get outside, but this week I bought a trampoline, which the BFF will be putting together, hopefully in the next couple days. And I really think trampolines are the best exercise. So it's something you can do in your backyard even when it's cold. You know, you can build up heat really quickly and then you're right by your house, as opposed to like having to bundle up and go for a walk. Now in summer, I definitely prefer to be out on the trails and listening to the birds and taking pictures and just sitting. And you know, when you're in silence, you hear a lot more than most people are aware even exists. In fact, a lot of people think you're crazy if you talk about it, but you can hear the plants, you can talk to the animals, you can feel the energy around things. I've had experiences where just suddenly felt like this energetic, threatening vibe, and then notice I'm standing right next to a poisonous plant. A plant that's basically putting out this telepathy of like, get away from me. And that shit's real. I've experienced it. So, the inspiration is so deeply related to how good you feel. And how good you feel depends on what you're putting in your body, because it's a machine. And if you don't put in good stuff, it's not going to run as well. And I've talked about this before, but we are like walking plants. We have this energy field, and we have like an antenna system that picks up the vibration from everything that we're surrounded by. So if you have questions for the universe, you should be able to get them just by asking your mind. If your body's clean and your mind is also clean. Whereas if you're just filling your body with toxins and crappy food that has no nutrients in it, there's this block. And when your intuition is blocked, your inspiration is blocked, because they're intrinsically intertwined. And there's a reason why you're here. There's a unique reason for each person. And it's up to you to figure out what that is. And if you're clogged up and bogged down and you're not tapped into your intuition, you're intoxicated with medications or recreational drugs, cigarettes, alcohol, caffeine, too much caffeine, cooked dead food. I mean, the list is endless. Even just drinking the tap water full of chlorine and fluoride is no bueno. But if you do want to figure out what your purpose is, you need to eat fresh, clean food. You need to breathe clean air, and you need to move your body. You need to get plenty of sleep. And I do believe that if you do these things and stay on this awakening path, eventually you will need less and less of everything, including food, and including liquids, and including sleep, because I believe, and I've seen cases of it already starting to happen on Earth, there's people who live without eating food. There's people who even live without drinking liquids. I believe the body is a self-sustaining system, and everything that we put into it bogs it down. So why I recommend the raw food diet isn't because of the nutrients that are in the food necessarily, but more so it's what you remove from your diet. when you just eat fresh, clean foods that are much easier for your body to process. And it gives your body time to clean out the years and years of toxins that you've put in. Now, this is a long process. This isn't an overnight process. You don't go from eating cheeseburgers and steak and cheese to living without eating. It doesn't happen like that. You've put so much time into basically from the time you started eating, you started disintegrating the cellular structure in your body. So literally your job is to bring your body back from the dead. Your body is not fully alive. And so to get back into that state, eating living foods is the process by which you can clean out those years and years and years of mistakes. Now, I'm not saying that this is easy. In fact, I've been off the wagon a few times, and every time I remember why, I get so depressed. I feel like there's no purpose in being alive. I reach for things to make me feel better that also make me feel worse. And it's just a cycle that you can only get out of by treating your body correctly, by giving it lighter foods, less to deal with, more space to detoxify. So then, from there, I wanted to talk about the fact that we do each have these purposes for being here. Whatever they may be, it's up to you to figure out. But twice this week, I've been faced with this concept of, well, somebody in a well-intentioned note, referred to me as a liberal, and then I have been watching this show, I Am Kate, and if you haven't been living under a rock, you know that Bruce Jenner has transitioned, or is still transitioning into a woman, going by the name of Caitlyn, and is surrounding herself with other transgendered people who have been living the lifestyle much longer to get their perspective and to, kind of help the community along in her own way. And they're all like democratic, liberal-minded people, whereas Caitlyn / former Bruce Jenner still considers herself, a staunch conservative Republican. And they're all just bashing her for this ideology that they feel is negative because they have felt in their lives attacked by Republican people, or that Republican people aren't as open to LGBT issues and whatnot. Anyway, these two things that happened made me think to myself, why and what is the point? And please, can we stop classifying ourselves as something and boxing ourselves in to just an agreement with certain other kinds of people who think the same way? It's counterproductive to living as a peaceful humanity, which is absolutely possible. People think it's not possible, but it absolutely is. I have no doubt of that, and I do feel that is part of my purpose in being here, to be on the planet, not just as a witness to the awakening process, but also as a vision holder. There are many, many, many of us in a gigantic soul group who are here on Earth holding this positive vision of the future where everyone wakes up to how dumb we've been. Trust me, I've been just as dumb, so I'm not like cracking on anyone, but the lack of congruence with nature is, or would be, the downfall of humanity if we don't wake up and solve it. So once we do wake up, I like to say, I'm on the path of awakening. I really dislike being judged as someone who thinks they're awakened. What I think is that I'm just awake enough to realize that we need to wake up, because there's a lot of people like me that are just as aware that things need to change in order for life to thrive and become more positive for everyone, not just a select few, not just mansion living space, oh, I have so much money, I think I'll just fly to space type of people, while others are, wondering where they're going to get their next meal. And I'm all about your condition is your responsibility. So if you're living on the street, I don't think it would matter if someone gave you $1 million. Your mindset would eventually take you back to the street. So I'm not saying that it's bad to be a millionaire or that it's bad to be homeless. I'm just saying that when the awakening takes hold and we remember how powerful we are, a very different planet will emerge. When we care about each other to the degree that doesn't happen. People don't get left to die of alcoholism or heroin overdose or starvation just because of their negative circumstances. They grew up poor and never knew any different, and so they never thought they could do better. So what I was trying to say, as you know, I love to do tangentology, is that those of us who are just aware enough to realize we need more awareness, all of us, myself included, are here to hold this vision for those who are not yet able to believe that it's possible. We're literally planting an energetic seed here for a beautiful future. And what you can do is not worry about anyone else and not worry about how to feed the homeless or save all the animals. What you can do is work on you, because unless you're in your optimum, positive, productive mode, your efforts are going to be wasted. So my message to you today is meditate, exercise, eat correctly, and figure out from your heart. Your heart will tell you when your mind is clean and you can hear from your guidance what your purpose is and what you're supposed to be doing. And maybe today it was just to watch this video, and maybe tomorrow it will be to drink some fresh squeezed juice and go for a walk. Or something like that. Okay? Have a great day. Bye.